Good morning, everybody. This is Pastor Rick, Broadman Baptist Church, and this is the Broadman Word for, excuse me, Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. And the title of today's message is It's Not Your Job. And what I'm referring to today is the desire or inclination we might have to get back at folks for what they say or do, or the defensiveness we might feel when we see things that are so clearly anti-biblical, and we see folks doing and saying things that are so clearly destructive and anti-God, and really even just shaking their fist at Christianity and people who practice it. Maybe even you're getting pushed back or even persecuted over some things. And even if you're not, just the things that you see going on around this world can be incredibly upsetting. And if you let it, it can begin to eat away at your peace and take some of your joy. And that's not God's will for your life. That's not His intention. We are to continuously be at peace with the world, so far as it depends on you. That's Scripture. And we are to have joy in all things at all times because of the love we have, the grace we were given, the righteousness and salvation that we have, and the assurances we have for the hope in heaven that we carry. These things are to be impermeable, meaning they can't be messed with. They're in you. You have it, but like everything else, you have to choose to use it. And so the title today, It's Not Your Job, is a bit of a resignation that indicates you understand your role in this relationship with God, your purpose in the kingdom, and His role and His authorities. And like any good employee, let's just make it a workplace reference. Like any good employee, you're going to do your job to the fullest of your ability, but you're going to stay in your lane. You're going to let management do management, ownership do ownership. And you're just going to do your job and do it right and do it well. So let me read you something from Psalm 68, starting in number 1, 68:1. It says, "May God arise, may His enemies be scattered, may His foes flee before Him. May you blow them away like smoke, as wax melts before the fire. May the wicked perish before God." And here's the part that we can rejoice in, verse 3. "But may the righteous be glad and rejoice before God. May they be happy and joyful." And so the psalmist makes very clear to us that it's God's responsibility to vanquish His enemies. All of these things that you see in the world, all this upset and angst and strife, all these people shaking their fist at God and rejecting truth, opting instead for things that they've made up, the lies and deceptions that they put forward to make themselves feel better and think that they're living right, and all the aggressive things that are done to make these things come about, the pushback, the persecution, the canceling of people. What a grotesque concept, canceling another individual because of what they think. It's just a sad state of affairs. But all of this, it's not your job. And that's really the simplest way to look at it. The world is groaning, as Paul told us, and it will continue to do so until Jesus Christ comes back to rule over a new heaven and a new earth. And only the Father knows that time. So for now, then, worrying about it, being upset about it, is irrelevant. We know how this story ends. You know definitely how it ends for you individually. It ends with you in heaven, regardless of what might have happened here. You have the guarantee of heaven. You have the hope in heaven of being with God in heaven for eternity, glorified, perfect, beautiful. So, to some extent, what happens between now and then is kind of irrelevant, and it's not to be gotten upset over. It's to be handled with joy and peace, because that's what we have, that's what we rejoice in. Because of we know who God is and who we are in the kingdom, and we know what the end of this thing is going to be. And then to display that for folks. Say, look, all this nonsense of the world, all this, all these social organizations and movements and all the protesting and upset and aggression against each other, anger, you don't have to do that. In fact, you don't have to worry about that. It's expected. We know that the world is devolving. Our job over here in the happy camp, right? Over here in the peaceful, joyful camp, our job is to bring others over here, to show them what we have and why and through who and how it works, and display how it works in our lives and what we do, what we say, how we act, and thus witness to those in the darkness from the light. Dark can't create anything. Dark is not a thing of its own. Darkness is an absence of light. And so darkness can only continue in darkness as long as there's no light. So then we are to shine our light into the darkness to provide a path for those there, a way out, to find what we have, and then to let God be God, and hopefully he places his hand on their lives. He calls them to himself, because that's the only way it happens. But we're the vessels through which God has chosen to show that peace and joy and happiness, and to show that confidence in heaven, to be thankful in all circumstances, and to always be looking forward with the confidence that we have in our relationship with Christ, that this is in fact the truth and the only way to heaven. When we do that, it becomes an irrefutable argument, because we are in fact set apart. We're holy, and that's all holy means, set apart. We are set apart for the work of the Lord. And in demonstrating that to folks, it becomes true, because look, it's at work in you. This person I see before me is moving through this world with a peace and a joy that I don't have, that none of the people I know have. We're all over here upset about, 99 different things. And we're all railing against the world and trying to make it the way we think it should be. But these people over here are only concerned about me having the peace that I see in them, and being good according to God, and not any particular actor, author, or other talented person or politician or whoever. They're concerned about things beyond this world, which is God. There's where we can have our true peace, when you understand what it is you're actually doing and why, who you're doing it for, God, and then just relax, because the rest of that nonsense, it's not your job. That's God level stuff. He will decide when to fix all that, because we can't. All we need to do is direct all of our efforts to collecting as many as we can to fulfill God's wish that none should perish. Listen, brothers and sisters, I love you. I hope you have a marvelous day in the Lord. I'll talk to you next time.